Cloud Backup and Replication brings file-to-object replication into Peer Software's capabilities for enterprise storage environments. Leveraging the same real-time engine that powers Peer Software's multi-site, multi-vendor replication, Cloud Backup and Replication efficiently pushes data into an object store such as Microsoft Azure Blob, Nutanix Objects, NetApp Storage Grid, Amazon S3 or S3 compatible storage in an open format that is immediately consumable by other applications and services if you want it to be. Use cases for Cloud Backup and Replication include pushing exact replicas of on-premises datasets into object storage for use with burstable compute and cloud-borne services, and secondly, as a backup to tape replacement with point-in-time recovery capability. In this video, I will step through the creation of a new Cloud Backup and Replication job so that you can follow along. In the Peer Management Center, click the File pull-down menu followed by New Job to open the Create New Job wizard. Select Cloud Backup and Replication and click Create. Enter a name for your Cloud Backup and Replication job and then click OK to open the Source Storage platform page. The Source Storage platform page lists the types of storage platforms that Cloud Backup and Replication supports. The source storage device hosts the data you want to replicate. Select the type of storage platform you want to replicate and click Next to open the Management Agent page. Each storage device that you want to replicate must have a peer agent that manages that device. The peer agent that manages a device is known as its management agent. You can have more than one agent managing a storage device, however, the agents must be managing different volumes, shares, or folders on that storage device. The Management Agent page lists the available agents. In this step, you should select the agent that manages the volumes or shares you want to replicate in this job. Select the management agent for the volume, share, or folder you want replicated and click Next to open the proxy configuration page. If you select an agent that does not have a database connection listed in the database connection column, a message will prompt you to create the connection. Click the card displayed above for help with that. If you need a proxy server to connect to outside networks, you can use this page to create and validate a proxy connection. If you don't, click Next to open the Source Paths page. Source Paths page displays a list of available volumes to replicate. You can choose to replicate an entire volume or selectively replicate files and folders. The files, folders, or volumes selected for the replication are referred to as the watch set. Select the paths to the files, folders, or volumes you want to replicate. You can optionally click the Review button to see your selections. Click Next to open the File and Folder Filters page. The File and Folder Filters page displays a list of file and folder filters. By default, all files and folders selected in the Source Paths page will be replicated. A file or folder filter enables you to exclude and/or include files and folders from the job based on file type, extension, name, or directory path. Any file or folder that matches the filter is excluded or included from the replication, depending on the filter's definition. Select the file and folder filters you want to apply to the job. If you want to create a new file or folder filter or modify an existing one, click edit file filters and add new ones to the list. Select the Include Files Without Extensions checkbox if you want to replicate files that do not have extensions. Files without extensions are ignored during replication unless you select this checkbox. Click Next to open the destination page. The destination page displays a list of the available storage platforms to which Cloud Backup and Replication can replicate. Currently, the following platforms are supported: Microsoft Azure, Amazon S3, NetApp Storage Grid, Nutanix Objects. In addition, some S3 compatible platforms are also supported. Contact your Peer Software sales representative to see if the S3 compatible platform you want to use is supported. Select your destination storage type of choice and click Next to open the destination credentials page. The credentials page requests the credentials necessary to connect to the destination storage account. Select New Credentials to enter a new set of credentials for the destination storage device, or select Existing Credentials. If you selected existing credentials, select a credential from the drop-down list. If you selected new credentials, enter the credentials for connecting to the destination storage account. The information you are prompted to enter varies depending on the type of storage platform. For this demonstration, I will use an Azure Blob storage. Use the Validate button to ensure that the new credentials entered validate against the target storage. Click OK to close the success notification. Click Next to open the details page for the selected destination storage account. The Container Details or Bucket Details page allows you to create a new storage container or bucket, or choose an existing one. Select New Container or New Bucket to create a new storage container or bucket, otherwise select Existing Container or Existing Bucket to choose an existing one. If you selected New Container or New Bucket, enter the requested information. The information you are prompted to enter varies depending on the type of storage platform. I'll enter the details for my Azure Blob target. Click Next to open the Replication and Retention Policy page. Each Cloud Backup and Replication job must have a Replication and Retention Policy. A Replication and Retention Policy specifies how long you want to retain destination snapshots, how often you want to scan the storage device for replication, or if you want to replicate in real time, whether you want to take snapshots of the data. A snapshot captures the state of a file system at a point in time, and there are two types of snapshots. A destination snapshot captures an image of the data on the destination storage device immediately after replication. Destination snapshots are useful for recovering data from different periods of time. Destination snapshots track versions of changed files and file system structures that can be used for data recovery. A source snapshot captures an image of the data on the source storage device immediately before replication. Source snapshots are useful for replicating open and locked files, which otherwise may not be able to be replicated. A source snapshot also ensures that the replicated data is coming from a static version of the source file system. Select New Policy or Existing Policy. If you selected New Policy, enter a name for the policy in the name field. Select Enable Backup with Destination Snapshots if you want to replicate what is on premises to the destination storage device while taking destination snapshots at specific points in time. Click Next to open the replication schedule page. The replication schedule page enables you to select the frequency of the replication and when snapshots should be taken. Replication can be performed on a scheduled, batched real-time or a continuous real-time basis. Select Scheduled Scans if you want to replicate files on a scheduled basis. A scan of changes to the file system occurs on a scheduled basis, either daily or weekly, and replication of changes occurs as the scan progresses. Select Batched Real-Time if you want to continuously monitor changes to the file system but replicate changes on a scheduled basis. Changes are monitored in real time and only the latest versions of changed files are replicated at scheduled times. An initial scan can be performed to establish a baseline. Select Continuous Data Protection if you want to continuously monitor changes and replicate changes in real time. Whenever a file changes, the change is replicated in real time. For this demonstration, I'll choose Continuous Data Protection. Enter a value for processing delay if you want the replication to occur after a slight delay. A delay is useful to ensure that when a file or folder is created and quickly renamed, only the latest copy of the file or folder is replicated. This reduces WAN usage. If you selected Enable Backup with Destination Snapshots previously, choose when snapshots are taken. You must select at least one snapshot. I will set 4 snapshots equally spaced throughout the day. Click Next to open the retention page. The retention page enables you to define how long you want to retain destination snapshots. You have the option to retain destination snapshots on a daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly basis. If you did not select the Enable Backup with Destination Snapshots earlier, the retention page will not appear. Select the Purge All Versions Between Snapshots checkbox if you do not want to indefinitely retain all versions. Select your retention options of choice. Click Next to open the Source Snapshots page. The Source Snapshots page enables you to choose whether to take snapshots of the source storage before the items are replicated. A source snapshot is a read-only, point-in-time version of the volume. A source snapshot allows the creation of consistent backups of a volume, ensuring that the contents do not change and are not locked while the backup is being made. It can be used to provide a consistent state of a managed file, such as an Outlook PST file, and helps with errors accessing files that are currently open. Select the Disabled option if you do not want to take source snapshots. Select the Use Only for Destination Snapshots option when you want the source snapshot to be stored on the destination storage as the destination snapshot rather than an actual destination snapshot. To use this option, you must have selected the Enable Backup with Destination Snapshot previously. Select Always Use When Replicating when you want to replicate always using source snapshots. Click Next to open the Miscellaneous Options page. The Miscellaneous Options page displays various options. The options available depend on the destination storage platform selected. If you want NTFS permissions metadata included in the replication, select the elements to include. Owner is the NTFS create owner who owns the object, which is, by default, whomever created it. DACL is the discretionary access control list, which identifies the users and groups that are assigned or denied access permissions on a file or folder. SACL is the System Access Control List, which enables administrators to log attempts to access a secured file or folder. It is used for auditing. Storage tiering options are only available with Azure Blob Storage with either a General Purpose v2 or GP v2 account or Blob Storage account. Click Next to open the Email Alerts page. This step is optional. As there is a separate video that covers email alerts in more depth, I will click Next to open the SNMP notifications page. This step is also optional, and again, as there is a separate video that covers SNMP alerts in more depth, I will click Next to open the confirmation page. The confirmation page displays the job configuration for you to review. If you need to modify the job configuration, click back until you reach the appropriate page and make your changes. Tick the Start Job After Creation checkbox at the bottom if you want the job to start immediately after clicking Finish. Click Finish when you're ready to create your Cloud Backup and Replication job.